I am so tired of this conversation. It feels like every 12 months or so, something happens that makes social media explode in angry conversation about one specific topic. Difficulty options in Souls games. Wanting an easy mode devalues the act of beating a Souls game, or you don't have to like every game, so find one you do, or difficulty is crucial to the Souls experience, and all kinds of other arguments made against the idea of an easy mode in Souls games. And I hear you, I really do. I understand that one of the biggest appeals of Souls games is the harsh difficulty. It's kind of like a bonding experience. While some people struggled in some areas that others didn't, everyone who has played these games is united in the feelings we've had in overcoming some sort of difficult situation. Be it the Bell Gargoyles, Flame Lurker, the Abyss Watchers, Genichiro, or any other notoriously or personally difficult boss in the series, almost all of us have had that feeling you can almost only get from a Souls game. You hit a wall, you get stuck, you keep trying, and eventually you finally overcome the immense obstacle put in your way. But wouldn't it be great if anyone could experience that feeling? And I know that sounds like easy mode talk, but I'm actually proposing something different, but not? What I propose is something not just suitable for newcomers, game journalists, funny joke, and others who may find the default difficulty of From's games to be a bit excessive, which also includes the unfortunately often overlooked community of players with disabilities. What I propose is something that has the possibility to please everyone. This idea also applies to gamers who don't think Souls games are hard enough, or just want to experience these games in new and exciting ways. A custom, modifiable difficulty setting. Welcome to Input 1, thanks for tuning in. And real quick, before I explain my proposition in great and exciting detail, I'd like to discuss my personal relationship with the Souls games. An establishment of credibility, if you will, or lack thereof, depending on who you ask. I've played a fair bit of Demon's Souls on PS3 and have beaten its PS5 remake. I've played through a very solid chunk of Dark Souls and Dark Souls Remastered. I've enjoyed Dark Souls 2, but the goddamn Ruin Sentinels are the bane of my existence. I've platinumed Bloodborne and even beat the Blood-Starved Beast on my very first try. I've beaten Dark Souls 3 and I am currently working my way through Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice. And outside of From's games, I've also beaten Nioh and have played a fair bit of Nioh 2. To most, I would say that's more than enough to say that, hey, I like these games. I know what I'm talking about when it comes to them, or at least I'd like to think I do. I also know that Souls fans, while some of the most passionate fans in gaming, can also be some of the most elitist. You didn't play it the right way, or you used summons so it didn't count, or you need to do it like this for the true experience, and stuff like that. My personal take is that if it's in the game, then it doesn't devalue your wins. But I know to a lot of people, if you don't beat it a certain way or do a certain thing, you may as well have not even played the game, which is not a line of thinking I'm a part of at all. So with all that said, now you can hopefully tell what kind of Souls fan I am and how I see these games. To me, the challenge is an important part of these games for sure, but the real appeal and the real staying power is found in all kinds of different places in these games. The world, its environments, the visuals and aesthetics, the tragic and interesting characters, the enemy design, and everything outside of swinging a sword, which is still pretty damn fun. The point I'm trying to make here is that there is more to the appeal of From Software's games than just raw difficulty. However, I also know that, as I've been saying, the challenge is central to each of these games. And I also know that a lot of people feel that just because a game isn't for you, you can always find another one. There are a billion trillion games out there, and if 1 or 5 or 10 aren't made with you in mind, there are probably hundreds that are. I've seen people compare the situation to movies. If you like comedies, that doesn't mean you're going to like dramas or period pieces. Just because you like platformers, that doesn't mean you're going to like shooters or action games. But a huge issue here is that a ton of people don't even have the chance to see if Souls is even for them or not. From, and a lot of Japanese developers for that matter, often struggle with making their games accessible to players who might have certain disabilities or preferences with their games. Preferences beyond genre. There's also the fact that video games are dramatically more expensive than movie tickets or digital rentals, but in my opinion, that's beside the point. For a lot of people, and for a variety of different reasons, their options are inherently limited. And hear me out, I think adding options is ultimately a good thing, especially in regards to accessibility. But considering I've been doing this whole preamble and explanation, there is obviously a huge swath of players who feel that Souls is Souls, and if you can't get with it as it is, then you can always go find something else. To finally get to the whole point of this video though, I propose something that could be a great option for accessibility and for people who want to spice up their Souls experience, a custom, modifiable difficulty setting. The idea is that when you hit New Game, you'll be presented with two options: Default Mode and Custom Mode. Default Mode is the From Software hand-tailored traditional experience you expect. Messages, achievements, online play, all enabled. And right under that is Custom Mode. This is a fully customizable experience where just about every part of the game can be adjusted or modified to suit the player's preferences or to create some truly chaotic versions of the game. This is where you can adjust all kinds of things: enemy health, player health, damage output, stamina usage, weapon durability, movement speed, item drop rates, and all kinds of in-depth sight or hearing impaired options that might impact the balance of the game, like unique audio cues, exploration assistance, high contrast modes, and more. And this should go without saying, but these games should also feature certain accessibility options that simply aren't included in these games already, and they shouldn't require a custom difficulty to enable. Text-to-speech, HUD rescaling, colorblind options, and more are notably lacking even in modern From games like Sekiro, and it's honestly disappointing. It's something I've seen that's lacking in a lot of Japanese games, so it's definitely an area they're lacking in compared to Western developers. But in specific regards to the modifiers, these wouldn't be there just to make the game easier or for a specific person or audience. You can also crank the difficulty up big time if you want to as well. You can make a true glass cannon build where you can die in one hit but deal insane damage. You could dramatically decrease weapon and armor durability so everything degrades so fast you either have to constantly swap out or repair every chance you get. No upgrade runs, permadeath, no hit runs, all directly imposed by the game itself at your behest. It's not some self-imposed rule like Nuzlocke runs in Pokemon. You could also create your own personal easy difficulty. Increase your health, deal more damage, remap the controls to better suit you, decrease weapon degradation, increase the souls you get, all kinds of things that can take the load off the player even marginally. These don't have to be huge adjustments either. These can go from 1% to who knows what percent. However though, due to making adjustments in the overall game balance and essentially creating your own world instance type situation, online summons, messages, and achievements would be disabled. The idea is to create something somewhat akin to what DICE and Ripple Effect are doing with Battlefield Portal. I think it's a great idea on their behalf. It gives players who might be disappointed with the game itself the chance to create and or participate in customized experiences that might suit them or their tastes more accurately. Don't like it? Make your own Battlefield then. This is kind of what I'm presenting for Souls games. It's a great way to get people who may not care or straight up can't play these games to care enough to drop the money and buy a copy. And more importantly, be excited to play these games. So yeah, that's my idea. I'm not going to pretend it's the right idea, that it's the best idea, or that it needs to happen no matter what. This is just my idea for what a hypothetical easy mode would look like that doesn't devalue the default experience. Not that easy difficulties devalue harder difficulties to begin with, but some people may feel that way. I think a custom difficulty isn't just great for people who want an easier or more accessible experience, because accessible doesn't always mean easy. But I also think this is a good idea that can also please people who want new kinds of Souls experiences or want to shake up subsequent playthroughs of each game. So for you capital G gamers out there, here's something fun that can give you even more to brag about. Did you even beat Nameless King on one-hit permadeath mode? Talk to me when you beat Bloodstarved Beast on a soulless low damage run, scrub. While it might be a bit concerning that there would be yet another part of Souls games for gaming elitists to be annoying about on social media, at least it would also provide an enticing experience for people who have traditionally steered clear of Souls games due to their difficulty or lack of accessibility options. It would be enticing for people who just want to experience the world and the environmental storytelling that gives each of these games so much of their personality. I look at the trailer for Elden Ring and see some of the most striking visuals I've ever seen, and it just makes me want everyone to see this and love this. Like, look at this. Why wouldn't you want everyone to love this? How can you look at this and then tell people to find something else to play because it might be a little too hard, or because there's so few accessibility options, all you can actually do is invert the camera? Every game doesn't have to be for everybody. Sure, The Last of Us Part 2 isn't for everybody, as was made very clear by angry internet people, but at least people could find that out regardless of their own physical circumstances. There was at least an opportunity for nearly every player on planet Earth to see for themselves what that game is like. Every game doesn't have to be for everybody, but I think there should always at least be an opportunity for them to be, and that's all I'm presenting, especially for From Software's masterpieces. Thank you for watching. I hope this idea gave you some ideas of your own, or presented you with something you hadn't thought of before. Feel free to let me know what you think in the comments below. Of course, I'm not perfect. I have probably overlooked something or underlooked something, and like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. I'd also appreciate any and all support on Patreon. Even supporting me at the $1 level will net you a free PDF book version of Random Access Memory Season 1 with a book exclusive bonus episode included, so I would appreciate it if you check that out. You can also buy the book separately for Kindle or even as a big old coffee table paperback. And for subscribing at the credits tier on Patreon, you can get your name featured in the videos themselves, just like these fine human beings did. Thank you very much, guys. With all that said, thanks for watching and stay tuned for more.